Welcome to this not so monthly event, but you know, we do it when we can, and it's fantastic. But yes, thank you for everyone already showing up. Jake Martin gifting 5, pre-stream legend. I don't have my producer, my person that has the power to click the buttons at the moment. Streaming did a thing recently, and I don't know what's happening.
Oh yeah, in their attempt to streamline everything, they've made my life much harder, and it makes me feel really old.
I don't mind the thumbnails for the clips, but the problem is you can't change the order anymore. You can't just like move them around, and it's annoying.
I used to be able to just drag them around and like, I want this one here, and it's like, oh, move it to the top.
Oh, it's like an iOS update where it was like, oh, you want to check your mail? Like it's in the top corner now, and you're like.
Not when you decided to put it and have kept it for years and years. It's now in the top corner.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I don't like things that are different.
There should be like a I'm over 26
and or autistic.
Like you could set a setting.
Yeah, but there should be an option, and I'm being very generous with 26. But where we don't have to click things anymore, and things just stay the same forever. Or else we get frightened and all hell breaks loose.
It's called the old fart
Martin.
setting. You turn it on.
Jake Martin, love you. Thank you so much.
Just give me money. That's all I want.
Is it too much to ask for? We're putting on a show tonight. But thank you, Jake. You're awesome. Love to see you here. I have a feeling or an inkling you are dual tapping it right now.
Oh, hey, phrasing.
Oh, I said Danger Mike gets it. M Capo, you fan gets it. Yes.
Change.
The Garth voice. We fear change.
Yeah.
Changes.
Change me.
Stupenzo, you're taking Riker?
I can. Yeah, I feel like that would be good.
He's got.
I propose something to Sammy.
Yes.
We swap. Who's the other character? Alexander.
Genders, spouses.
No. We swap out. We swap lines for Alexander.
Oh, popcorn
you take one,
style.
Then I take one.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That's what we fun.
Who's playing Worf now?
Okay, let's clue the chat into what's happening. So tonight, just to preface this, we're doing Star Trek Next Generation, Season 6, Episode 8, A Fistful of Datas. It's another holodeck episode, which lends itself for these wonderful, very professional script readings. And let's go. I'm going to skip ahead here for a second. So what we will have for you this evening, Leon will be joining us shortly. He will be Worf and the Bandito. And I am banking on his Mexican accente to be horrendous and memorable.
I was gonna say, Enzo's like actually Mexican, right?
I do speak Spanish. I'm from Texas, but no. I mean, no. I'll do any Mexican characters in the future.
Shut up, Mexican.
Wait.
Yeah.
I'm from Southern California. I grew up thinking I was Mexican until I moved to a very white country town, and it was super duper weird.
Claro que sí.
I am from the super Mexican area of Detroit, and
a la verga.
Oh no.
I actually don't even know how to say Detroit in Mexican or Spanish. Sorry, Spanish.
Isn't it Detroito?
You put an O on the end.
Yeah, I'm assuming it's El Detroit, right?
My lovely.
Hey, gotta go. Thanks for having me.
Hi, Tiny. Good to see you. We do, for those of you who are not aware, we were in some sort of monthly cadence to do some more introspective, like deep dives into each episode. And then we kind of like stumbled into the script reading thing, which has been a lot of fun. So we're going to do a little of this and that. So stay tuned. We're going to get back on schedule. Those have been a lot of fun for me personally. So hopefully it's fun for Tiny and everyone else. But tonight she is going to be Beverly and Troy. STUPENZO is joining us for the first time this evening on one of these script reads. Thank you so much. He expressed some interest some time ago, and finally we're bringing him on board. He will be our Commander Data, also Frank. So, also looks
He's showing
like
his
Data,
range tonight.
but not Data.
Right.
He's showing his range.
Sammy 3P is going to be our Picard this evening, along with everyone's favorite version of Geordi.
You know,
Very
some people
bombastic.
said it was a tour de force. Some people said it was the most racist thing they've seen since Birth of a Nation.
Heard both ways.
I like to land somewhere in the middle.
Yeah, you know, I don't even think of it as being like blackface. I think of it more as retard face at this point. I'm
Black
not.
voice.
This has nothing to do with
True.
anyone's thing. But
stereotypes.
you guys like it, and you keep asking me to do it. So
I'm already laughing, picturing it.
Darnell knows what's coming, Phrasing. Darnell.
Other than myself, yes.
Oh no. This isn't the AI dungeon. Stop. However, Darnell is going to be our leading villain, Eli Hollander, as well as the busty bar wench, Annie Myers. So, something something to look forward to. And Diesel, last minute wasn't able to join us this evening, so Riker will be played by who was STUPENZO?
Yes.
Me?
Yes.
Yeah.
I said so. I'll do
Riker
that.
will be STUPENZO this evening, and Alexander is going to be a team effort, popcorn style.
We're gonna double team Alexander.
yeah.
Oh no, we're gonna get canceled.
Phrasing.
Oh my goodness.
No, but you know, fuck it. Make Leon do it.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's not here.
he's late.
He's late
Yeah.
and gay.
Yep.
Late and gay. But for the
Yes,
record,
Mike.
again, a fistful of datas. While the crew is experiencing some much needed downtime, everyone's supposed to be on vacation, and somehow they all want to do work, and they end up falling into the holodeck and going on an Old West excursion where they meet several versions of Data, unbeknownst to him, as the bad guy after an experiment in engineering goes wrong. Barclay is always the problem.
Oh, I'm sorry. You redheaded goddess. There is a gooch raid.
We have a Guchamus raid. And the leader
Oh.
of Wild Leon appears.
Moxie. Well, you
Yeah.
thought I wasn't gonna come? Come on now. I've been on
The
all
raid
the-
was cool, but now we got a gay
Next
guy.
move is coming.
Not gay. SSA.
Thank you. Besides, now you got something produced for you. I pretend to be multiple
Oh,
characters.
thank you so much.
Oh,
I feel like
it's
such
funny
an
you
invalid.
mentioned that.
Yes.
Rossi
some
with the
news
super
for you,
sticker
Leon.
149. What is the super sticker? Tell me.
The super
I don't
sticker
have-
is, what do you think? What do you think?
Erect rose?
Absolutely an erect rose. You got it.
Just give me money. That's all I want.
Rossi coming through with the erect roses. Hopefully Mama Rossi is doing okay. And Seabrew became a member all in his onesie?
He sure did.
Hail Seabrew.
Naughty, naughty, naughty.
Yay,
Dr.
thank you so much.
Caligari.
Yes,
You
that's
just
exactly what
did.
that is.
I love that movie.
Oh my
So wild.
goodness, good sir. Yeah,
I assume
we did
this
a
is like what Blue Collar Loser looks like on his own time.
Ooh, gross. He's icky. I never want to touch a yucky man thing.
yeah, we're fans around here.
Hell yeah.
Oh, yeah, and so this is your first
Yay.
time on the table read. Welcome.
My people.
Nerds of a feather flock together, and we may or may not be doing a service or disservice to this episode, which is actually a whole lot of fun.
The service.
Directed You would like to serve as Patrick Stewart, who directed this episode.
Oh, I don't think I knew that.
Yeah, I
mean,
didn't know that.
as far as older men go, Patrick Stewart was pretty dishy. I mean, he's like 80 something now, but back in the 90s,
Yo, yeah.
He's just a spry
Yeah.
62.
Yeah,
Okay.
he was a very hunky 65.
he was very, very dishy. Appreciate the Patrick Stewarts. But yes, he directed this episode. It aired November 7th, 1992. And the storyline goes when a supply ship words are hard. I got the Guccianese. We got a Gooch raid and I got the Guccianese. When a supply ship is a day late, the Enterprise crew has an unexpected day to kill in leisure. Geordi and Data get permission to do an experiment, taking the main computer offline for a few hours and Data's circuit running various systems, but a small physical burnout in Data causes a series of malfunctions in him, such as his vocabulary and voice aberrations, but also various glitches in the many functions of the ship's computer. That's just keeping track of recordings of, say, Picard's flute music, or the text of a play Crusher and Wrecker. And it's worst of all for Worf, who is ordered by Picard to indulge in some purposeless leisure. Do you say leisure or leisure?
Leisure.
Yes.
Leisure.
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 You're
The
like,
man of leisure.
And chose to join his son, Alexander, on the holodeck as sheriff and deputy with period adept Troy as mysterious stranger in Deadwood, a Wild West evocation, in which two Data-like villains appear, also father and son, with daunting android abilities and no regular computer restraint.
Oh,
I-
we
Never
can't do
good when the
that.
safety protocols are offline.
We can't
The
do
holodeck is a hazard. It's a liability.
Seriously. The amount of time something has gone unbelievably wrong with a holodeck.
The
Holy
holodeck episodes
shit.
are always my favorite.
Yeah, fuck the holodeck at
quality
this
is
point.
great for once. This is awesome.
Oh, shit.
I would never want to
I'm sorry.
play Oregon Trail on the holodeck. You would 100% die of dysentery.
I would
In like
be in the
5
holodeck
seconds.
all the time, man. The holodeck would be like my
It'd be
favorite
such
thing
a
to do
mess.
on the ship.
Ugh.
It'd be such a mess.
Well, I just realized Sammy, you can't do Alexander and Picard, can you?
I don't know how I'm gonna do Alexander.
If you
I'm
can,
already
I'll take it.
I'm already doing Alexander and LaForge, or I'm already doing Picard and
Picard.
LaForge, and they talk to each
Alexander.
other in this episode,
Oh yeah.
which I'm looking forward to. But
acting chop.
Alexander, I think Alexander should just be Leon.
And Riker?
Oh
Yeah,
but
Riker has, like, a line.
I'm
Riker.
Worf and Bandito.
No,
yeah,
you
Worf
can't
and
be Alexander then,
Yeah.
because
you
like
like
that.
Alexander Harry Worf.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
Darnell.
Oh
takes
no!
it.
If you want to do the
It's
thing where we
touching.
switch off, that's fine.
We can. I just don't want to overload you.
Uh,
Oh, trust me, Sammy's used to being overloaded.
I know.
you know what? I reflect that statement, and
Tiny.
no,
I'm
I'm down for what I'm down to clown tonight. I have been looking forward to this
All right.
all month, and if you need me to be a short, not Vulcan,
Klingon?
Klingon child, if you need me to be a short.
Quarters Klingon, to be fair.
Yeah. Either way, I'm happy. I'm happy to do whatever you want, but you need to let me know beforehand, or otherwise, I'm just gonna look at Picard and Geordi.
Team effort,
What about-
guys.
Tiny,
We got
did you
this.
recently cosplay as Luffy? For
Speak
something?
now or forever hold your peace.
Actually, before we get started, I'm going to be right back. Tiny bladder, just starting. We're doing great, guys.
Tiny
To be
tank.
fair,
Another tiny tank. Do
Oh,
we,
I haven't seen it in a
I
while.
just wet myself at this point.
do we frown upon or do we enjoy like flubs and mistakes and errors?
Oh yeah.
Lean into it.
Okay.
Wait, have you not heard my Geordi?
Yeah. I do a pretty good black guy voice too, but I'll
I'd
save it for
Not even a black guy voice. It's retard face at this point.
Yes.
It's not. This. I would not call this a black impression. This is like me doing
No.
like simple Jack.
shit. Shit.
I know.
Yeah, no, you think like that's where we're gonna not.
No.
It's even worse.
Compton Down syndrome. Like
Simple Jack or Simple Jamal?
Yes.
Yeah, no,
Yes.
it's like I'm the ghost of the Jamal. I'm like, yo.
I'm gonna have to
Yoshi.
find a way to do something to make this easy because I'm starting to lose my voice from all the streams and videos lately. So I'm gonna be like, okay, I need to find a way to make these voices and do it in a way that's like, well, because last time we did one of these table reads, I literally lost my voice the next day and had to like struggle bust through Countercast.
Oh no! And
Hey,
tomorrow, just
do what
to
I do.
drop
Just
it.
jump through different actors, and you know.
And by jump, he means.
Well,
Oh my!
vape less and hydrate more, Leon.
I am on these 2 bottles of water, are both almost empty. I will have to go get another at some point. I had all through Gucci show was doing green tea. Like,
All right.
Look at you
Lubricate.
taking care of
Is that a
yourself.
bong?
Such
Were
a
you
grown
drinking out
up.
of a bong? What's that?
Oh, it's another thing. So in the middle of the news, Mrs. Threepeat came down. I asked her like to fill up my water, and then she came down with like another bottle of water, which like I bought the same because it was like on an Amazon deal, but like it's been fucking me up like my entire night just having 2 of the same like water bottle. It's just like which one has water in it. It's 50%. I have a 50% chance of having water, and 100% of the time I fuck it up. I always.
I bought a bottle of Voss today, Voss water, because I wanted a glass like water bottle,
fancy
that I
bitch.
could refill, and I couldn't stop
Bougie.
thinking about stupid Smile 2 when I bought it. I was like, oh god,
I just saw that for the first time like a month ago, and
there's
it's
so much
great.
Voss water in it. It's insane.
Do you pretend like it's in Ninja Turtles, like it's the secret of the ooze? 'Cause it looks-
Yes, I have a bottle.
Okay.
Yes, I have a bottle in my kitchen. Yes.
TGRI or whatever the hell.
The Angry Badger, what are
Yeah,
you
it is
doing?
TGR,
Gifting
yeah.
10 MoxieDame memberships. We haven't even gotten started. The teaser isn't even started. What are you doing? Thank you.
Hi! I'm Barnacle Badger, and I'm gonna be your Badger Burger waiter for this evening. Okay, here are some menus. Okay, I'm gonna be right back and badger you for your order.
Beta mail.
You know, it's really sad because
Do
that's
it.
like
I know after the shit he gave me over Godzilla and whatnot on Gucci's show, that was deserved.
no. I was
missed
just gonna
that.
say I
All
met
right.
him in Vegas, and that's how he looks and sounds.
Wait, Jesse Lee Peter. Is it Jesse Lee Peter?
No,
Yeah, it is.
Yes, that's him.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were talking about him last night, and Zach's is still fucking wrong.
no, Sammy, you're talking.
No, eat shit, asshole.
Jesus.
People were paying for air in the 90s. Like, I don't know if it happened out here or anywhere else,
There's
but in
oxygen
the 90s,
bars.
there was this fad of air bars in New York where they had scented air that you went to the bar and you like put a
Yeah,
candle
it was
on and
oxygen.
smelled the special air.
Oh yeah,
And that
I
was an
remember
actual
oxygen
thing.
bars. Yeah.
Ooh, cherry lemon.
Oh my goodness.
Okay,
Shout out
so
to all
have
of
we figured out what we're doing with Alexander before we start?
Leon.
Darnell.
Okay.
Yep, I'll
No,
do
it's
it.
Darnell.
Leon's Alexander.
No, it's
Riker,
Darnell.
though.
Wait, but he's playing Worf, so
Yeah,
we
he
can't
the
have that.
Alexander because he's playing Worf.
Yeah. He's talking
Oh,
to his own
yeah,
son.
ew.
So
I'll do
it either
it.
has to
We
be
said-
me and Darnell switching off, or it has to be Enzo. Or
No, because I'm doing Riker.
no, he has like one fucking line in this episode.
Right. But I'm already Data and Frank.
Oh yeah, all right. Well,
Wait, you're
Tiny?
Anne Frank?
Tiny,
Yeah,
you-
and Frank.
I think
Dan
Alexander.
Frank.
I don't know.
Tiny could play a young Vulcan.
Yeah, Tiny could do
Klingon.
Alexander.
Not a Vulcan.
Hang on.
God damn it! How do I keep fucking this up, guys? I have to go. I'm so sorry.
No,
Who's playing-
no.
No, you
Howard,
can't.
get your ass back here.
Okay, I'm back.
Okay. Is everybody ready to start? We'll see what
believe so.
happens. Get those creative juices flowing. All right. So
Oh, I got juices flowing. All right.
When you say it like that, it sounds creepy.
I know. Yeah.
yeah, we're creeps around here. It's fine. Oh my Lanta.
We,
All right. Does everyone have their scripts ready?
Mhm.
Second window. Me.
La 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 la.
Shut up, Meg.
We're professionals around here, people. So
Can't you tell?
I have got to get a second monitor. Okay.
enter the teaser. So we fade in. Okay. The exterior is space. The Enterprise. It's an optical. Orbiting a red giant gaseous planet.
Captain's log.
Voiceover. Yeah.
We decide who's Alexander because I don't fucking know who Alexander is.
I'm Alexander
Okay,
now.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. I was like,
Ahem.
what's going on?
Captain's log. Stardate. 46271.5. The Enterprise has entered orbit of the Dionysus 7. But our scheduled rendezvous with the supply ship Bicco has been delayed for another 48 hours.
Admitted. Now we go to interior of Picard's quarters. Picard is sitting in a chair, as one does, playing a quiet melody on his flute, as seen in the Inner Light. Traumatizing episode for me. One of the best ever. Over the comm system, 2 other instruments can be heard, a clarinet and a cello. Picard is playing along with the music form a pleasant harmony. I'm reading this verbatim, people. It's not me being retarded.
Mm-hmm.
Picard, voiceover.
In the meantime, many members of the crew are taking advantage of the delay to pursue their own projects, myself included.
After a few measures, Picard stops playing. Something doesn't sound quite right.
Computer, stop playback.
The music stops.
Change the clarinet to oboe. Continue recording.
Picard listens as the music plays back the same melody, but the clarinet is an oboe. He begins to play the flute along with the music. The door chimes.
Pause program.
The music stops. Picard sets his flute aside. Geordi and Data enter. Geordi is enthusiastic about something.
You missed the best line from Picard this whole episode.
I was going to say I was been waiting all night.
Flute aside.
I said it. I said, come.
Okay.
Oh.
Sorry.
Can I get
I
that to
didn't
read?
let you come.
Yes. Captain, we lack permission to take the engineering computer offline for a couple hours. We've been working on a new interface that'll allow Data to act as an emergency backup in case of the ship system's failure.
In theory, my neural network should be able to sustain key systems until primary control is restored.
Considers it sounds like an interesting notion, but he's not in the mood for talking tech.
Sounds like an interesting experiment. I'll be very interested to see the results. Permission granted.
Excited by the prospects, Geordi continues.
It's possible that we might be able to run a second. Come on, guys.
I'm trying. I'm fucking trying.
It's possible that we may even be able to run secondary systems through Data. Weapons control, sensors arrays.
Picard nods, growing slightly impatient.
Yes, I get the idea. Mr. LaForge, thank you. Please proceed.
Geordi nods and exits with Data. Picard takes a moment to clear his thoughts, then picks up his flute.
Computer, record again from the first measure.
The other 2 music tracks start to play. He takes a breath and then begins to play the tranquil flute melody again. A few measures go by. The door chimes. Picard stops playing, slightly annoyed.
He throws a
I lost my place. Computer, pause program.
The music
stops.
Come.
Beverly enters. Beverly comes. She looks determined about something.
Jean-Luc, I need to talk to you about something for breakfast.
Picard looks at her at a loss.
The play.
Picard nods, remembering, tries to ease out of the subject.
Yes, very interesting, very intriguing drama, but really I don't have time it would take to learn a part. And anyway, I'm not much of an actor.
There's
liked
no
what you did
problem. You
there.
wouldn't be playing one of the leads.
Picard is surprised and just a little hurt.
Oh,
It's a very small part. Only 2 lines in the whole play.
really?
You play the butler.
A long beat.
Let me read the play again. Jesus Christ. Let me read the play again, and I'll get back to you.
You'll be
Let
wonderful,
you know.
Jean-Luc. Rehearsals at 1:30 this afternoon.
Picard nods. Beverly turns and exits. Picard takes a breath to recenter himself and then brings the flute to his mouth.
Computer, continue recording.
The music plays. He begins to play the flute again. The soft melody. The door chimes. Picard reacts, annoyed.
Oh, for Christ's sakes. Enter!
Worf enters, stops at the desk.
Captain, I'm sorry to interrupt, but I want to consult you regarding the duty roster.
Proceed.
Hello, I was hoping we'd take advantage of the Pico's delay by staging shipwide security drills. I planned a tentative schedule.
Worf hands Picard a pad. Picard looks it over.
Very impressive, Mr. Worf. But we'll be taking on new personnel at Starbase 118 in a few weeks. Surely the drills can wait until then.
A beat. Worf seems intent on having something to do.
In that case, I'll use the time to perform maintenance checks on the forward phases array.
Picard looks at Worf a moment.
Mr. Worf, is there some reason you're trying to give yourself more work?
Worf hesitates. Awkward.
No, sir. I simply wanted to use the extra time to
Enjoy yourself. Maybe spend time with your kid, asshole. You have some free time. Use it.
Worf nods.
Thank you, sir.
Worf turns and exits. Picard breathes a sigh of relief.
Computer, once more from the top.
As the music starts to play, Worf enters the room where Alexander is waiting for him. Alexander rushes up to him, excited about something.
What did he say?
The captain saw fit to release me from my duties.
You mean you can go?
I can go.
Worf settles into a nearby chair, resigned, but he is not happy about what he's about to do.
I can go.
Alexander reaches off screen and grabs a nearby cowboy hat as he places the hat on Worf's head.
Saddle up, father.
Worf's look of resignation. Fade out. End of the teaser. Well done, everybody.
This is not what I
You feeling
expected
good?
when I was
Getting in the
thinking about
groove?
being Tiny's daddy, but okay.
Oh, you're Tiny's daddy now? Oh my goodness.
Heyo.
Act 1. There's 5 in total. Buckle up, buttercups. Act 1, fade in. The episode credits are falling over the opening scenes, as is tradition. But we are at the exterior of the holodeck, Western Street during the daytime. A street right out of the Old West, also Melody Ranch for those of you who are curious, in Santa Clarita, California. A street right out of the Old West, dirt road, wooden buildings, townsfolk, horses, the whole thing. There's a saloon with a sign out front that reads the Gold Strike Saloon, and there's a sheriff's office. The street is quiet on this day, not a lot of activity, just a few townsfolk mingling about, the wind curling up dust. Cut to various angles of the street, give it some, atmosphere. And then you see an old man, according to the script. You see an old man. And then you see him sitting on a rocking chair on a porch, rocking slowly back and forth, making a continuous creaking sound. The man puffs on his pipe, hat pulled down over his eyes to block the sun. And then there's a horse, according to the script, which we don't see in the show, attached to a hitching post. Do we not see a horse? No, we don't see a horse. The old man rocking in his chair, creaking. Suddenly he stops rocking. Silence. The man tilts his head upward slightly to look at the road. Gradually, the sound of footsteps can be heard coming closer. A large pair of boots on large feet, taking large steps. Spurs jingling. I'm surprised they aren't. Large spurs jingling, stirring up large dust. Thank you.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
No, we're all getting synced up here. Like, what moon cycle are we in? The horse.
Yes. I hear Mercury's in retrograde, so
I hear that. We never see the horse, but it's referenced in the script, so bear with us. The horse stomps and whinnies nervously, as if in response. The boots come to a
Sammy.
stop.
Whinny for us. Give us a whinny.
Ooh,
Sammy.
Ooh. Okay. Oh, that's gonna get clipped. Anyway, the boots come to a stop. A second later, more footsteps are heard, and a second pair of boots comes into view. A very small pair by comparison. Big boot, little boots. The old man squinting into the sun to see who is there. Wide angle, Worf and Alexander. Wearing the boots, standing side by side, lone figures on the western street. They are both dressed in western attire, holsters and guns at their sides. They each wear an old-style badge on their chest. They are lawmen. After a beat, they continue walking, surveying the town. Alexander is excited to be here. Worf is wary of the whole adventure.
Where are we?
Deadwood, South Dakota, 19th century. Oh, Century Earth, sorry. The ancient West.
Worf gazes at the surroundings.
What is our function here?
You're the sheriff, and I'm your deputy.
Oh, we're in charge of law enforcement?
Right.
A woman in body apparel walks past, clearly a lady of the night, and she throws Worf and Alexander a "come hither" look. Worf reacts, quickly moves Alexander away from the woman.
Who wrote this? You wrote this holodeck program yourself?
Well, Mr. Barkley helped a little.
I must talk to Mr. Barkley.
Mr. Barkley, he's always a problem. Suddenly, a gunshot is heard somewhere off screen. Worf and Alexander react, then head in the direction of the shot. Then we're back in orbit around the red planet. Data, Geordi, and various NDs. Brain fade. What's an ND?
It's like, I think that's it's like nano something. That's how the wires that he hooks him up from his brain to the computer. The things in Jordy's hands. I think.
I think it's like NPCs where there's various like people in the background.
That could be it.
Oh.
I thought it was no dicks, but you know.
I would imagine Data's might be detachable. But anyway, Data is sitting by an open console. A panel on his head is open, revealing various circuitry within. Fiber optic cables connect Data's circuits to the console circuits. Geordi is making a connection on Data's head. Data looks at Geordi's face for a second.
Geordi, I have noticed that you are not shaved in several days. Are you attempting to grow another beard?
Geordi rubs a hand over his face.
As a matter of fact, I am. What do you think?
Data eyes him.
As is the case with many natural growth processes, it is difficult to envision the end product based on the intermediate stage.
You're right. Oh, shit. You're right. Give it a few more days.
Geordi completes the connection on Data's head.
Okay, I'll need to access your auxiliary inputs.
One moment.
Data reaches for his head. Oh my. And removes another panel in his head, revealing the circuitry underneath. Jordy eyes him a moment, then begins to connect a cable to the circuitry.
I have to admit, Data, I never get used to seeing you like this.
Naked and vulnerable.
I do not understand. You are constantly working on similar electronic systems, yet your appearance does not disturb you.
Yeah, well, you're not like another electric system.
Data thinks this over.
Thank you, Jordy. Nor are you just another biological organism.
Jordy smiles, appreciating the sentiment. He completes the adjustments to Data.
That you do it. Are you ready?
Yes. I am establishing computer link up.
The circuits on Data's head begin to blink faster. Oh my, he's aroused.
Interface complete.
All right. Let's see what you can do.
As Jordy works. God damn it.
What's the problem?
Back to the script. As Jordy works, ... We move on to the interior of the Gold Strike Saloon. A close angle, a wanted poster. Attached to a wall in the room, the poster shows a drawing of a man's face and the words wanted, dead or alive. There's a fresh bullet hole in the forehead of the man. 2 more gunshots ring out, and we see 2 more bullet holes rip through the drawing of the man's face. We reveal Eli Hollander, holding a smoking pistol, having just fired the shot. Clearly, this is the same man as in the poster. He is a young, cocky, dangerous gunslinger.
If I ever find the varmint who drew this, he'll be sorry ever put pen to paper. I'm 10 times uglier than that, ain't I?
We hear some laugh from off screen. A smoky bar room occupied by several people. A piano player sits at the piano, picking out a jaunty tune. The barkeep, a pretty woman named Annie Myers, ooh la la, stands behind the bar glaring at Eli. Eli's henchman, a Mexican bandito, pictured here, complete with sombrero, etc., is sitting nearby laughing.
Shut up!
The bandito falls silent.
You laugh so much, it's a wonder the flies don't live in your mouth.
The bandito laughs at the remark, missing the point.
You're a very funny man, Senor Eli.
This is all a surprise. All the reactions are genuine. I don't know what's happening. The bandito stops laughing as he notices Worf and Alex. We did not have a dress rehearsal. This is just on as we go.
Yeah, I left my sombrero at home.
I only have a Chinaman's hat. The bandito stops laughing as he notices Worf and Alexander enter the saloon. Eli follows his gaze, sees Worf, and his eyes narrow. Everyone in the room turns and looks. The room falls silent. Alexander points to Eli, relishing every moment of the program.
That's the bad guy. His name is Eli Hollander. They call him the Butcher of Bozeman. He's killed 23 men. And he's the meanest, toughest gunslinger in the West. You have to watch him. He's fast.
Worf eyes Eli.
So I am here to apprehend him?
If you can.
Worf nods, now understanding his job. Confident. Worf walks across the saloon. Eli walks toward him too. The jingle of spurs is heard in the silent room. The onlookers watch nervously. Worf and Eli stop a couple of feet away from each other, steely-eyed.
You are under arrest.
Eli sneers.
Is that so?
Before Eli can finish, oh my, that's impolite. Before Eli can finish, Worf quickly punches him, knocking the man cold with one shot. Eli drops to the floor. The bandito reacts, too shocked to make a move. Worf bends down and grabs Eli by the collar, lifts him up.
You will come with me.
Okay.
Phrasing. Worf begins to drag Eli out of the saloon. Alexander looks upset. This isn't what he had in mind.
No. Computer freeze program.
Everything in the saloon freezes.
What is wrong?
That was too easy. It's got to be harder to beat the bad guys. Otherwise, it's no fun.
How is this sexy?
Oh.
Sorry.
Computer, increase program difficulty to level 4. Go back to where my father and I first walked into the saloon.
All of the people in the room disappear.
Come on, father.
Alexander and Worf move to the swinging doors and exit. And then we again see the wanted poster attached to the wall. There's one fresh bullet hole in the forehead of the drawing of Eli Hollander. 2 more gunshots ring out. This is Groundhog Day all over again. And we see 2 bullet holes ripped through the poster. Include Eli Hollander, once again holding a smoking pistol, having just fired the shot.
If I ever find a varmint who drew this, he'll be sorry he ever put pen to paper. I'm 10 times uglier than that, ain't I?
Oh my God. Eli Finchman, the Bandito, laughs.
Shut up.
Bandito falls silent.
You laugh so much, it's a wonder flies will take a presence and shit in your mouth.
Pardon? The Bandito laughs.
Very funny man, Senor Eli. My voice trying to do it. I told you guys I'm losing my voice.
No, we got it. Hashtag
Near
Mexican.
the saloon. Eli sees them too, and his eyes narrow once again. Everyone in the room turns and looks. The room falls silent. The patrons at the bar suddenly realize they are in the line of fire, and they scatter. Many of them leaving the saloon. An open space is left between the 2 men. Worf watches the commotion and confusion.
Where are they going?
They don't want to get hit by the bullets.
Worf reacts, braces himself, then takes a step toward Eli.
You are under arrest.
Instantly, Eli's hand moves to the butt of his pistol. Alexander stops Worf.
He's getting ready to draw.
Worf puts his hand to the butt of his own gun. A tense moment as the 2 men stare at each other across the room. Eli breaks the moment by adopting a wide smile. His hand hangs down by his gun at all times.
Well, looks like Sheriff Worf is here to arrest me. Don't sound like a very bright idea, does it?
Yes, it is very retarded TPPT. The Bandito shakes his head, stands and opens his coat to reveal a shotgun.
You have been accused of committing a homicide.
If you mean murder, I guess I'm guilty.
Eli slowly walks up to Worf, giving him a hard stare.
I've killed 23 men, Sheriff. One more ain't gonna make that much difference.
Worf doesn't flinch. Eli continues to goad Worf.
Of course, shooting someone as ugly as you couldn't hardly be considered a crime, ain't it?
Okay, racist.
The
I
Bandito
get it now,
laughs.
thank you.
Worf bristles, angry. It's all he can do to hold himself back.
Were you just born that way, or did your mama fucking armadillo?
That's one of the greatest comebacks. More laughter. For the briefest instant, Eli's gaze darts to one side, just behind Worf. Worf sees it, realizes, and rolls around just in time to get a chair broken across his back by a second henchman. No, this being a holodeck act of violence, Worf is unfazed. Worf slugs the henchman, who goes flying backward onto the floor. The Bandito moves to grab Worf, but Worf blocks his arms and lands a punch into his stomach. Then a hard hook across his face, the Bandito goes crashing through a nearby table. Eli grabs a nearby bottle and breaks it against the bar, comes at Worf with the broken shards. I mean, this action that's listed in the script, you do not get to see in the actual show. But it's a little more intense as described in the script. He grabs a nearby bottle, breaks it, comes at Worf with the shards. Worf overcomes Eli with a series of well-timed punches. Eli falls to the floor, dazed. Worf looks at Alexander. He's starting to enjoy himself.
I mean, it's the appeal of this program.
Alexander grins, then sees something.
Sheriff, look out!
Eli is drawing his pistol. Worf tries to grab his own gun, but he's too late. Outdrawn.
Don't twitch your whisker, Sheriff. Lest you want to shave.
The Bandito and the henchman move to Worf and grab him from behind.
Ooh.
Worf struggles, but it's no use. Oh my. Alexander watches helplessly. Eli aims his gun at Worf, smirking, triumphant, relishing the moment.
Okay, boys, time to saddle up. But first, get the money and jewelry.
You are a murderer and a thief.
Man's got to make a living.
Eli cocks the pistol. Blam! Eli's hat is blasted off his head. Everyone looks toward the door. And then an angle on a mysterious stranger standing at the door holding a Winchester rifle, having just fired the shot. The figure recocks the rifle, keeps it aimed. The figure wears a wide-brimmed hat that obscures his or her face. A beat goes by, then the stranger raises his head slightly. It's Troy!
I would like to acknowledge Devastator asking if improv is allowed, as if a Star Trek script would say, your mom fucking armadillo. I think that is.
It's a table read with.
Oh, that was off script?
No,
Yeah, that was
no,
off
it's on the screen.
Sorry, I was masturbating.
No!
I suggest you
Let's
find a new
continue.
line of work.
Reactions. Worf is surprised by the sight. Eli sees that he is defeated, scowls and decocks his pistol. The Bandito and the henchman release their grip on Worf. Alexander smiles, leans toward Worf.
I asked Counselor Troy to join us. She loves Western stories.
Eli stares at Troy, who stares right back at him, clearly getting into her character.
You'll regret this, stranger.
We close in on Eli's hand as he theatrically spins his pistol in the palm of his hand, then holsters it. And all of a sudden, we're back in space because Star Trek, and we're in orbit again. And then we go to the interior of engineering, where Data is still connected to the console. His eyes are open and he is conscious. Geordi is working at a console. ND's working nearby. They've been at this a while.
I am now attempting to access the long-range sensor array.
Data's head blinkies. Okay, this is in the script. Data's head blinkies blink. Geordi reacts to the console. Geordi's head
Forward sensor array coming online. We're getting a clear scan.
I will perform a routine maintenance check on the starboard inertial damping system. Dampers online. Maintenance check in progress. Oh, sorry. Sorry, my bad.
Geordi.
Shit.
I'm waiting for a beat.
Oh, a beat.
Thank you.
Dropped it. There you go.
Hey. Dampers online. Maintenance check in progress. Data, I think we're onto something here.
Beat.
Thank you. Let's see what you can do with this secondary systems. Try gravitational control.
Oh my god.
Initiating gravitational.
Data stops mid-sentence, freezes up for a moment, unable to speak.
Data, what's wrong?
I love you.
I love you.
I love
He
you.
returns to normal and tilts his head, analyzing.
There appears to be an energy fluctuation in my neural net. I am disconnecting my interface to the computer.
Data jerks his head and his blinkies slow down.
Interface deactivated.
Geordi starts to remove the cables from Data's head.
You good, dog?
I have experienced a brief power surge in my positronic subprocessor, but I am fine.
Maybe the interface coding is less stable than we thought. Beat. Thank you. Thank you. Looks like we got a few hours of system analysis before we can try this again.
Geordi finishes disconnecting Data.
Jordy finishes.
Let's check the interface programming.
Jordy crosses to another console. Data picks up the tricorder and moves to go. And then we close in on Data's hand. And as he theatrically spins the tricorder in the palm of his hand and replaces it in his belt holster, just like Eli Hollander did. Weird. Super weird. There you go.
Weird.
Thank you.
End of Act 1. I would like to remind you all, I see so many people in the chat talking about how they're crying, laughing, or having a blast, and it's the funniest thing ever. Prove it by sending Moxie money. Donate or we hate you.
I thought it went well. How you motherfuckers doing?
But just to finish out Act 1, Data has not noticed his strange movement, but he goes about his work as if nothing's wrong. Then we fade out. That is the end of Act 1. Beautiful, you beautiful bastards.
End scene.
1. Dunzo. We got a few more to go, so buckle up.
Exactly what Angry Badger said. There we go. Sebrew, you're loved.
Sebrew,
Sammy would
$11.38 for
absolutely
$2.
have your children.
Data needs a reset. Data needs something.
Ladies in skimpy sci-fi costumes. That sounds like everything I want to be a part of.
I
Doesn't
love
everybody?
that strong bad.
New ones?
No, I've had those.
Oh yeah, I thought he said the new strong bad.
Oh, they just don't do this all the time. Jog, stick a jog, stick a jog, stick a jog, jog. Yeah. Do. So we're in the exterior, but it's inside of the holodeck. Exterior of the sheriff's office, inside of the holodeck. It's daytime. The building has a sign up front that reads Sheriff's Office. We don't see that in the show, but believe us, it's there. Eli is in a small jail cell off to one side. He's sitting on the cot, shuffling a deck of cards on a small table. And take note, his card shuffling is unpracticed and clumsy. Worf and Alexander are standing next to the cell. Troy sits at the sheriff's desk, legs propped up on the desktop, hands behind her head. Typical female cop, like manspreading, like, sorry. Worf speaks loud enough for Eli to hear.
Before that,
Sebrew 1138 gifted 5 memberships.
Damn.
What are you doing?
Score a direct hit.
Base Sebrew. Now Enzo will also have your babies.
Sebrew said it was supposed to be Leon's birthday, but Moxie gets the prize.
My birthday's tomorrow. That's Tuesday. No, tomorrow because it's after midnight for me. Anyway.
Fuck up.
What are his rights in this century? Will there be a trial? Or shall I execute him?
Eli reacts to the comment.
We're supposed to hold him until the U.S. Marshal comes. Then he'll take him to Rapid City for trial.
Eli starts to deal a game of solitaire.
Frankly, I don't think I'll be along that long. I don't think I'll be around that long. Not after my old man hears about this.
They look at him.
To what old man do you refer?
My pa. When he comes to break me out of this can, the grave digger will be working overtime.
Alexander glares at Eli.
Your pa's no match for Sheriff Worf.
If your father comes, we will be ready for him.
I don't think he enters them.
Eli glances at Worf, looks him up and down, turns back to his card game and starts to laugh. Worf bristles.
He's right.
Worf looks at her. Troy is still playing her character.
You're no match for the Hollanders.
I'm sure the three of us can handle any problems.
Hold on. I was just passing through town, saw a little trouble, thought I'd lend a hand. But I'm not one of your deputies, Sheriff.
A beat. Worf crosses to Troy, speaks confidentially to her.
Counselor, I would appreciate your support in this matter.
Troy
Durango.
quietly breaks character.
I'm called Durango.
Worf tries to play along.
Oh, well, Counselor Durango, perhaps you would consider becoming a temporary deputy.
Troy considers.
For a price. $500.
Worf considers, turns to Alexander.
Alexander, I require a large amount of currency.
Yes, sir. I'll go to the bank and make a withdrawal.
So cute. Alexander quickly exits the room. Worf sits down on the desktop next to Troy. There's a quiet moment between them. Oh, spoiler.
Deanna, how do you know so much about this period in Earth's history?
My father used to read me stories about the ancient West when I was a little girl. I must admit, I've always wanted to play the part of the mysterious stranger.
Worf considers. And then we angle on the door as it bursts open and Annie Myers enters. She scans the room, spots Worf, and flushed with excitement, rushes to him. She grabs him by the collar and plants a huge kiss on his lips. Worf reacts, stunned.
You were just so brave! Facing down evil man like you did!
Worf is not sure how to respond.
Thank you, Mrs.
And he swats him playfully.
Annie, you big galoot! You best not forget that tonight I'm gonna cook you up a beef steak and gooseberry cobbler for dessert.
Worf grows uncomfortable with the advance. Troy is amused.
Sounds delicious.
Annie sidles up to Worf, romantic-like.
I brought special candles for the table setting. Pure beeswax.
Worf thinks of a way to get out of this.
I will not have time this evening. I have a prisoner.
I'll watch over him for you, Sheriff. You two go have a nice time.
Worf shoots Troy a look.
It's very considerate of you, but I would be negligent in my duties if I did not stay. I'm sorry, Miss Annie.
Annie glares at him, temper flaring.
It's another woman, ain't it? That floozy down at Miss Langford's house of pleasure?
Who? Where?
Annie slaps Worf in the face, then exits dramatically. No, it does not hurt Worf. A stun beat as Worf tries to figure out what just happened. Eli glances up from his game of solitaire.
You sure got away with women, Sheriff.
Worf has a confused look on his face. And then again, we're back in orbit. The exterior of the Enterprise. And then we're on the interior of Picard's quarters. And he's holding a cup of tea, as he does. What kind of tea? Earl Grey hot, of course. They don't actually say it in this episode, which kind of a little bugaboo for me.
Yep.
Have it.
I can see that.
He sits down. He sits down in his chair, takes a relaxing sip of tea.
Computer, activate Picard and Mozart Trio. Program 1. Beat.
He's professional.
Playback tracks 1, 2, and 3. Tempos allegro.
The instruments we heard before, the cello, the oboe, and the flute begin to play. Picard sits back. No, the allegro. We'll go with that. It's
okay, cool.
It's canon now. Allegro. Suddenly, a tiny note of dissonance occurs in the music. Picard hears it, listens intently. The playback warbles for a moment, getting worse, and then a loud symphony blares out. No, it is Dvorak's, the Slavonic dances. Dvorak. There's no J in there.
Yeah,
it's one of those horrible Eastern European J's that don't actually exist, but you have to pronounce them.
You know, I'm a mutt. I'm a Heinz 57. That is not one of them.
It's Dvorak, though.
Yeah.
Dvorak.
Love you. Mean it.
Picard is startled.
Computer, stop playback.
The symphony stops.
Computer, identify musical composition.
Shazam.
Picard Mozart Trio, Program 1. Off, Picard's puzzled look. How can that be? And then we're in the interior of the rehearsal room where Beverly is visibly frustrated because her play isn't going as planned. Beverly is using the space to rehearse the play. Riker and 2 crew members make up the cast, and they're sitting in a semicircle listening to Beverly's direction. Everyone is holding a pad.
Let's read through Act 2 from the beginning.
Riker looks at his pad and begins to read.
Felix catus is your taxonomic nomenclature. An endothermic quadruped, carnivorous.
Over this, Beverly reacts to what she hears. Something doesn't sound right.
Oh, hold it. Will, what are you reading?
My lines. Why?
That's not the right dialogue.
Riker looks at the pad, confused. Beverly crosses to Riker and looks at his pad. She reads aloud.
Your visual, olfactory, and auditory senses contribute to your hunting skills. And
Riker starts to realize.
Wait a second, baby. I recognize this. It's Data's poetry.
Beverly looks at her own pad, hits a few commands into it, reads the screen, hits a few more commands.
The play is gone. I just keep getting more poetry.
As they exchange a mystified look, we switch over to engineering. And Geordi and Data are examining open pads. Several other pads are sitting nearby. Beverly watches, curious. Geordi sits beside the pad.
Well, the pads are functioning normally.
Beat.
It seems to be a problem with the information retrieval net. For some reason, when you tried to bring... I'm sorry. For some reason, when you tried to bring your... God damn it. And we're going. For some reason, when you tried to bring your play to the computer, access Data's literary files. Motherfucker.
Geordi, perhaps this problem is related to our interface experiment.
Geordi nods.
We better run a level 2 diagnostic on the computer. See if the problem has spread to any other system.
And I will perform a self-diagnostic.
Good idea.
Data exits. Geordi starts to work on a console.
You let me know if you find the play.
Yeah, don't worry. It's in here somewhere.
Bitch.
Beverly nods as Geordi works. We're back in the holodeck. Western Street, daytime. We close on Alexander walking along, holding a small canvas bag. He opens up the bag and peers inside, shakes the bag a little, causing it to jingle. It's obviously full of money. He smiles and continues to jingle the bag. From off screen, a hand grabs Alexander by the shoulder. Alexander stops, startled, and slowly looks up. Standing over him are Eli's 2 henchmen seen earlier, the bandito and the henchman. Alexander reacts, but before he can say a word, one of the henchmen clamps a giant hand over his mouth. Alexander struggles as they carry him away. In the interior of a mine, and a short time later, the bandito and the henchmen are leading Alexander through the dark, abandoned tunnel. Alexander's hands are tied together with a rope, his mouth gagged by a bandana. We hear footsteps. Oh my. Is that? No. No. We hear footsteps approach.
you can't. No.
Exactly.
Sorry.
Look up to, not that kind of show. They look up to see a shadowy figure step into view, dressed in all black. This is Bright Hollander, Eli Hollander's father. His face is obscured by shadow. The bandito.
We got him.
The henchman removes the bandana from Alexander's mouth. The shadowy figure speaks in a cold and menacing voice.
Where's my boy?
Alexander struggles to escape, confused by this turn in the program.
I'm not supposed to be kidnapped now. Computer, freeze program.
But nothing happens, and Alexander grows alarmed.
Hey, computer, freeze program.
No response. Alexander is restrained by the henchman. He is scared now, no longer a cowboy, but a little boy in peril.
You want us to kill him, Senor Frank?
The bandito's talking, by the way. Nah. The figure takes a step forward as he comes into the light. We see that his face looks exactly like Data's.
Daddy.
He stops and stares down at Alexander's.
He's more valuable to us alive.
And then we see Alexander's startled reaction. And that's the end of Act 2. Fade out. Boom.
Hey, did anyone else watching this episode, like, for some reason, like Cowboy Troy was like super hot? I don't know.
Yes.
She's got the leather pants on and everything.
Yeah.
Like,
hot.
She's always hot, but she was exceptionally hot.
Hashtag into it.
I didn't watch the episode, so I can only use my imagination.
We'll see more of her. Actually, can you vamp for a minute? I'll BRB.
Yes.
Terrible hostess.
Yeah, I can't wait. I'm gonna
I'm
try
more
to
of a little
do the
Debbie
Stephen
over
Hawking
hostess kinda
voice
guy
with a
personally.
country accent later. That'll be fun.
Who the country accent, Enzo?
The Stephen
you
Hawking
mean
voice.
talking like this?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's much more Mexican.
Tiny, you having fun?
I am having a great time.
Excellent.
I'm
just
sorry,
want
Patty.
some
Every
tacos,
single time you're
senor.
Alexander, I'm
We
just
know you're
losing
having
my
a good
mind.
time.
Dude, you're great, Alexander. Amazing.
Well, I figured all the young anime characters are actually played by female voice actors, so
They are.
not so bad.
Yeah, so
Honestly,
like
if
there's
you turned your
so
camera
much
off, I'd be
zest
like,
for
oh,
the
that's
character
smart.
that like the shitty child actor with like the clay on his face can't convey.
Tommy Pickles is actually a hot babe.
Oh
It was
God,
so funny
yes.
because he was supposed to be so emotional by having that 1/4 human side and being raised on Earth.
Yeah.
But I feel bad because child actors don't have a lot of training, most of them. But he
No.
was always so like emotionless. He was so
I agree, Tiny. We need to go back to the time where we could hit child actors to make them do
Yeah,
better.
yeah, but I agree with Tiny. This is like a child actor, like child actoring. Like this is.
He was
It's
an
like,
F-flyer.
oh, spinning. That's a neat trick. Like, like it is very much that. But
Daddy told me
you
to stay here, and
you
that's what I'm
bring
doing.
this life and zest to the. It's almost like you know how to read and you can interpret that into feelings. It's amazing. You're a tour de force.
Thank you so much.
Beautiful job. Thank you, Tiny. Okay, ready for the next
Also,
act?
start the hashtag Tiny for Picard.
I mean, we'll be ready to start the next act when
already
somebody
done. Tiny
donates.
for
I
Picard.
feel like the act is paywalled behind a $5 super chat. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
This guy.
Support our girl.
Act 3. We fade in. We're in the exterior of the Enterprise. We're back in space. We go back and forth here, orbiting the red giant planet once again. And then we're back inside Data's quarters, and he's standing at a replicator slot.
Heline supplement 127.
Off screen, a bowl of cat food materializes. Data picks up the bowl of food and sets it on the floor in front of his cat Spot.
Spot, I have formulated a new mixture of foods specifically tailored to your highly selective taste.
Spot sniffs at the food, doesn't seem to like it, and walks away. Data reacts.
Puzzling. I find it extremely difficult to predict what you will find acceptable. Perhaps hunger will compel you to try again later.
Data crosses to his desk and sits down. He begins to work the console. Spot jumps up onto the control panel, making it impossible for Data to work. Data watches him a moment.
Spot, you are disrupting my ability to work.
It sounds like you've got like a beady 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 beady.
Yeah.
Yes. Beady, 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 beady.
Bad
Beady
syllables.
beady beady. Yeah. Data gently nudges him aside. Nah, he kicks that cat off the console. But Spot remains on the desk. Data
Got here,
tries to
pussy.
keep working, but it's difficult. Data gives Spot a more forceful push off the desk, his face revealing the merest hint of annoyance. And then when he speaks, he momentarily, inexplicably, slips into a Texan accent.
Why, you little varmint.
Spot scampers off. Scampers. Data returns to work, not noticing the strange slip. He continues to work as if nothing happened. Okay, so this is a placeholder because this is one of those situations where the script had something in it that the show did not. So use your imagination. So Troy and Worf are standing face to face, feet apart in a ready stance. She's showing Worf how to draw a gun. Eli is in his cell, clumsily shuffling his deck of cards.
The most important thing about the quick draw is you've got to hold your arm loose like this.
Troy draws, cocks, aims, fast and smooth, and reholsters.
Oh.
Ooh,
now you try it.
It was a little too spicy for 90s television or something. I don't know. Worf takes a beat. There's so many beatings. I'm joking. Takes a beat, readies himself, then he draws, cocks. And his gun his gun accidentally fires into the floor. This was the Skinemax edit. A beat. They stand and exchange a look, safe but shaken.
Hell to blazes. I better warm my paw. We got a regular sharpshooter here.
Worf glares at Eli.
Silence.
Troy moves to a window and glances outside, concerned about something.
Worf, Alexander has been gone for over half an hour. Shouldn't he be back by now?
Worf considers he's enjoying this program and is eager to get back into the story.
Yes. I will go find him. Watch the prisoner.
Troy nods and picks up a rifle. Worf exits. Troy sits down at the desk and looks at Eli. Eli starts to deal solitaire, ignoring her. Troy slips into her counselor mode. She can't resist having a little fun.
So, Mr. Hollander, I understand you've lived a life of violent crime. Would you like to discuss your feelings about it?
As Eli throws Troy a suspicious look, we move back into the Gold Strike Saloon. Oh, hey. Back to the Gold Strike Saloon. Various townfolk are present. The piano player is playing a tune. Worf enters the saloon and takes a look around the room and crosses to the bar to meet his lady friend. At the bar counter, Worf arrives.
What'll it be?
Worf looks up to see Annie Meyer standing behind the bar. Clearly, she is still bitter at Worf.
I'm looking for my deputy. Perhaps you've seen him.
Nope. What do you have?
Worf hesitates, unsure what to order, makes an effort anyway.
Klingon fire wine.
This ain't Kansas City. We don't got none of that fancy European stuff here. Maybe I should bring you a sherry. That is what they serve over at Miss Langford's, isn't it?
Before Worf can respond, Annie walks off. From off screen, we hear the gallop of several horses. We never see a goddamn horse in this entire episode, but we hear them in the
It's
script.
almost like they didn't have the budget.
They could have bought coconuts or something.
Yeah, beautiful. Thank you, Darnell. The gallop of several horses outside the saloon. People turn to look curious at the commotion. We hear the horses come to a stop, whinnying. Thank you. The sound of men dismounting the horses, then footsteps on the wooden porch of the saloon. On the doors, we zoom in as I swing open, and Data/Frank, who is Eli's daddy, enters along with the bandito and the henchman. The room falls silent, an ominous beat. So many beats as they scan the room and spot Worf at the bar. They take a few steps toward the bar counter. Data/Frank's manner is polite but menacing.
Howdy, Sheriff.
Worf reacts to the sight of Data, surprised to see him.
Commander, what are you doing here?
Data Frank eyes him.
The name's Frank Hollander.
Worf reacts, takes a moment to realize that Data is simply having fun with his character. I mean, like Troy showed up and she's part of the gag, right? She's in on it. So he sees Data and he's like, oh yeah, he's just having some fun. But then Data Frank says,
Worf says.
Yeah, Worf says.
Yeah, Worf.
I see.
Worf says.
Come on,
Worf
guys.
let out a little smile, and then Data Frank says,
what are you smiling at?
Worf stops smiling, decides to play along.
Nothing. Nothing at all, Mr. Hollander. What is it you want?
Data Frank eyes him.
My boy.
That's not possible. The son is to stand trial for murder.
Well then, maybe we can work it out. Is there something you want in exchange for my boy?
You have nothing I want. Beat.
What about your deputy?
Well, Worf reacts.
What about him?
Data Frank smiles. His look says it all. Worf realizes.
Where is he?
Data Frank just stares at him. Worf bristles, but stands firm. He's really enjoying this program.
It's
I
fucking
do not
face.
negotiate with criminals. Your son will stand trial.
Worf takes a step toward the door. From behind, Data Frank's hand clamps down hard on Worf's shoulder. Worf stops, reacting to the grip. He turns around. Ow.
Wow.
Not
How
so
you, Data
fast,
Frank?
eh?
Oh, he froze?
Oh, he
lose him?
froze!
Did he freeze?
Oh no, I thought he was just
No.
having a good time.
Oh,
No.
He'll be back. Super quick.
I was worried it was me. I was like, no, I am having a good time.
All right, Tiny, you know what to do.
not so fast.
No,
Data
no,
Frank
do it
pushes him.
sexy. Not so
Oh,
Data doesn't sound sexy.
It's so plain
Says
and
you.
sexy.
Yeah, I was gonna
Says
say.
you.
Not so fast.
Much
There you
better.
there you go. Data Frank pushes him. Worf stumbles backward a step. He looks at Data Frank, surprised and a little annoyed. He quietly breaks character.
Commander, what are you doing?
Data Frank reaches out and pushes him yet again, taunting.
I ain't got the mood for your game, Sheriff.
Worf reacts to the remark. Something doesn't seem right about this.
Data?
Data Frank ignores him and pushes him again harder with android strength. Worf hits up against the bar. He senses it now. Something is not right.
Computer, freeze program.
Nothing happens. Worf grows alarmed, looks at Data, Frank, and the others. They take Worf's look as a threatening one, and all of their hands drop to the butts of their guns.
Your
butts now?
move, Sheriff.
Worf hesitates, his patience wearing thin. He's had it with this program. A tense beat. Then Worf intently takes a step toward the door. Data Frank draws his gun and fires at Worf. Worf grabs his arm in pain, pulls back his hand to reveal that he's bleeding from a gunshot wound in his arm. He's been hit, for real. Worf glances at the men, alarmed. Something is terribly wrong. It all happens at once. Worf dives through the swinging doors to get away. The two henchmen draw their guns, and all three men open fire on Worf. And then we're back in the sheriff's office where Troy is like doing little drills and whatever. She's on her feet, rifle in hand, pistol on the show, having heard the gunshots outside. Worf barrels into the door, breathless and concerned. He bolts and locks the doors.
Worf, what's going on?
The holodeck safeguards are not functioning. Alexander is in danger.
Troy moves to him, sees that Worf's arm is bleeding from a gunshot wound.
My God, you've been shot.
They exchange a worried look.
Computer, end program. Troy to Captain Picard. Troy to security.
No response.
There's a new character in the program. Hollander's father. He looks like Commander Data.
Data?
But it is not Data. I cannot explain. I believe he's taken Alexander.
Troy removes a bandana from her pocket and uses it to wrap Worf's arm
Hey, what?
from off screen. Pardon?
It's not you said she removes a banana from her pocket.
No, bandana. She removes a banana from her pocket. It actually wasn't a banana in her pocket. She wasn't just happy to see you. You know, pulls it out, uses it to wrap Worf's arm. I did not, Tomby. I did not say banana. I said bandana.
See? Tommy heard it too.
You are dead to me. Tomby, you are dead to me. Gunshot wounds. I moved the window size so it shifted my text. Hold, please. Looks like Commander Data. Troy removes a banana from her pocket and uses it to wrap Worf from off screen. Data Eli.
Now
Who's
ain't
Eli?
that a shame? The poor sheriff's been injured.
Worf and Troy look toward the cell and stop cold at what they see.
I'm not changing my voice.
So now we're showing the Data Eli character because all of a sudden everybody looks like Data. But this is still Eli Hollander standing at the cell bars looking out. Eli now looks exactly like Data. Same Western clothes, same accent, same personality, but he has Data's face.
What's wrong? Was my paw a little too rough on you?
Data Eli starts to laugh tauntingly off Troy and Worf's reaction. We fade out. And that's the end of Act 3. Yay! Seabrew 1130 for 2. Is the Badger not on the show because he hates Trek? No. Actually, the Angry Badger does like Trek. But he has committed himself to the Guccimus stream, and this kind of conflicts with that. So
You don't have to lie. He can't read, and that's fine.
he can't read. Yes.
Can't confirm.
That's the truth.
That's it, Seabrew. That's for you. Thank you very much.
Just be happy with your vagina. You got it already. Don't have to make a new one. And if you got a penis, just keep on it. Don't cut it off.
Don't cut it off. That was the end of Act 3.
Darnell, I want to hear your version of that sometime.
Yeah, the world's been dying to know about your penis.
Don't cut it off, though.
And if not the world, just me. I do think about your penis.
Clip that.
I hear that you are bisexual.
Not gay. SSA.
Damn it! I clicked the wrong one first.
And a friendly reminder, you, Leon.
All the Leon clips.
So many clips at once.
What else we got? We have any more?
In Act 4. That's what we have. In Act 4.
No. If there's more, we need to see them for science.
Exactly. For your
For
health.
research purposes. Act 4. We are back in the sheriff's office. Worf and Troy are staring at Data / Eli now, surprised by the sight.
Data?
Data Eli looks at her uncertain. Okay, can we pause for a second and appreciate Brent Spiner in this episode because he did not get to show his acting chops in most of Star Trek unless he was playing lore. But he got to play a bevy of characters in this episode, which was a lot of fun for him, apparently. He got to be super stanky. He got to be the villain. He got to be all these things and all this expression in his face. And they're always just so so awful.
No,
but you can tell he's having a good time.
This is when all the actors got executive producer roles, and there was oh, I can act, let me do other things. And in most shows it's I fucking hate this, but in TNG, it's sweet. You're let Data have all the fucking roles. Let him have, let him be the guy. And I'm totally down with this.
I knew that Jonathan Frakes did a bunch of the directing. I didn't realize that Patrick Stewart had also done a bunch of directing too.
I knew
Oh
that
my
a lot
God.
of
Can you
them have
imagine
directing
being on
credits.
set where he's cut?
So intimidating.
Actually, I'm pretty sure
Moving
on
on.
set he was more like beat.
I mean, people are calling Pedro daddy. I mean, like Patrick Stewart. Come on.
Are you implying that when Patrick Stewart was like cut, you're like, yes, daddy?
Okay.
He's like, Miss
I mean, who
Moxie, that's
wouldn't?
distracting.
Okay. No, I mean, okay. We have a threshold. We have a bar, and Pedro Pascal is daddy mode. Come on.
Oh God, no.
He's not.
Yeah. Oh,
He's not. For the record.
sorry, Moxie. I have anxiety. I'm just gonna reach on over.
Put my hand.
I have to touch every
So
female
anxious.
around me in ways that is inappropriate for someone who's not an intimate friend.
Hey, why wasn't he grabbing on Potato Girl in Last of Us?
She's old enough for me.
Just
I
saying.
don't know how to tell you this, but
Why was?
I have anxiety.
Yeah.
Or
yeah,
any
me too.
male
I'm so
coworkers.
anxious.
So, oh no.
I'm so
Your
anxious,
screen,
guys.
your camera's on. Your camera's turn off, Tubin.
No,
Give
I'm
us our side film,
no,
the
no.
camera's on.
Moxie called me Pedro.
No. Damn it.
Call me daddy.
Get out of here.
Disavow.
Okay.
I'm gonna wake up fired. That's fine. That's cool.
It's clear from
Dude.
Data Eli's behavior that this is still the gunslinger character of Eli. They watch him a moment.
Why would the
God damn
computer
it.
create a holodeck characters that look like Data?
Worf shakes his head, doesn't know. He glares at Data Eli, growing furious at the situation. There is a sense of urgency in the air. Now, it's no longer just a harmless holodeck fantasy.
Where have you taken my son?
Data Eli shrugs and smiles at Worf. A taunt. He's a very punchable face. Worf's temper flares. He quickly reaches out and grabs Data Eli through the cell bars, pulls him forward by the collar.
What is she?
Oh no!
Tamper, Sheriff. Paul wouldn't go be too pleased if it came back all bruised.
Worf tightens his grip. One step away from violence, Troy tries to ease the situation.
Worf, wait.
A beat. Once again. Worf releases Data Eli, seething. He joins Troy and they speak privately.
We've got to remember the holodeck safeguards may be off, but this is still a program. If we can get to the end of this story the way it was designed to play out, the program should automatically terminate.
Worf sees her point and calms down.
All right. I'll begin speaking to the people of this town. Perhaps someone witnessed Alexander's abduction.
Troy nods. Good idea. Worf moves to the door, unlocks it, and carefully peers outside. The coast is clear. He exits. Troy glances at the jail cell where Data Eli is sitting on the cot, quietly playing solitaire.
Yeah, solitaire.
Yeah. Back in space, the interior of the observation lounge, Picard, Riker, Data, Geordi, mid-conversation.
We think the interface experiment may have caused one of the computer's subroutines to be altered.
When the interface malfunction occurred, subroutine C47 was replaced by elements of my personal programming. But what does C47 control?
Library computer access, replicator selection, recreational programming, no critical system.
That would explain why your music composition program began playing the Slavonic dances. I have been analyzing the collective works of Anton Dvorak.
The same with the Dr. Crush's play? And with the food replicators?
Picard reacts. He hasn't heard about this one yet.
The replicators on decks 4 through 9 have started producing nothing but food.
Got food?
I have been formulating nutritional supplements for Spot.
Picard considers the situation.
When can you have the problem corrected?
We are currently attempting to isolate the corrupted circuit pathways. I reckon the process should take less than 2 hours.
Reactions to Data's statement, except for Data, who has not noticed the slip.
What did you say?
I said the process would take less than 2 hours.
Data thinks. Wait.
No,
Oh,
Riker.
no.
Oh,
Riker.
no. You said I reckon.
Data thinks at this point.
According to my memory log, I did not use those words. Y'all must be mistaken.
Reactions.
There.
Damn, Data! You did it again!
Did what now?
Reactions. What the hell's going on? Data looks at them, puzzled.
Mr. LaForge, you sound like a retard. Perhaps you should take Mr. Data to the engineering. See if you can find what the problem is. Ah, sir!
Killer Games cast for a 5-banger.
Sammy and Jordy accent. Can you say, why are there so many damn beats in this story? Beats.
Why there's so many damn beats in this story? Motherfucker!
Chinchilla.
Shit!
Oh my god. Jordy and Data rise to go. As they walk toward the door, Data hitches his thumbs into his waistband and with a slight bow-legged swagger exits the room. Picard and Riker exchange a glance. Off their puzzled reactions, we are once again on the interior of the holodeck in the sheriff's office, and Troy is pacing nervously, rifle in hand, not depicted here. She glances out the window, moves back to the desk, waiting. From off screen, Data Eli can be heard shuffling his deck of cards. Troy ignores it at first, preoccupied. Then she takes note. The card shuffling seems to be getting faster and faster, like it's being done at increasingly high speeds. Oh my. Sounds a little. Never mind. Troy listens for a moment, curious. Then she crosses to the jail cell and peers inside. That is a risky little game, by the way. You start to hear sound effects like speeding up. You do not want to peer into that jail cell. Do not do it.
Speaking of
unless you're into it, but she reacts to what she sees. Sitting on the cot, Data Eli is shuffling the deck of cards at hyperspeed, android speed, if you will. He proceeds to deal a hand of solitaire at hyperspeed, then plays out the game at hyperspeed. A little redundant, thank you, script. Troy stares at him, realizing. Data Eli stops and looks right at her.
Can I help you with something? Bitch.
There's a knock at the door. Troy quickly moves to the door, unlocks the bolt, opens the door a crack to see who's there, then opens it. Worf enters, looking urgent.
I spoke to several witnesses. One saw Alexander being abducted as he was leaving the bank. Hollander's men.
Worf crosses to the desk, opens a drawer, and starts to look for something. This is a bizarre and frightening situation, but Worf is intent on getting out of it.
We will begin systematic search of the town.
Worf removes a box full of bullets and sets them on the desktop. Begins to shove bullets into his pocket. Troy grants. Oh my gosh, my Korean just came out. My L's and R's. Glances. Oh Lord. Glances at the jail cell, troubled.
Worf, we may have got another problem. I saw Eli shuffling his cards, and he was doing it the way Data does when he plays poker. He doesn't just look like Data. He's got Data's abilities. And his father probably does as well.
Worf stops and looks at the cell, disturbed by the news. Then there's a knock at the door. Worf and Troy exchange a look. Troy raises her rifle, and Worf draws his gun. Worf moves to the door, unbolts it, and eases it open. Data Frank Hollander is standing in the doorway. Troy reacts. It's the first time she's seen him.
Howdy, Sheriff.
Came to beat my boy.
Came to see my boy.
Troy points a rifle in his general direction.
Remove your weapon.
Data Frank smiles and takes his gun out of his holster. Offers it handle first to Worf.
Take a good look at that gun, Sheriff. You might see it again real soon.
Data Frank enters the room. He walks toward the cell, eager to see his son.
Eli?
Inside the cell, Eli jumps to his feet and grips the cell bars.
Poor!
Where did the R's come from?
Sammy asked for him.
Par.
that was the only thing I said in private jet. I was like, instead of paw, say par. And you know what? Fucking works.
We angle in on Data Frank and Data Eli, standing face to face, separated by the cell door.
How they been treating you, son?
Real bad, Par. They ain't fed me since I got here, and the sheriff's been roughing me up some fierce.
Don't you worry.
Something fierce.
The sheriff will pay for this.
Oh my god. Data Frank throws a look at Worf and Troy.
Who's that sexist stranger over yonder?
Ooh.
Don't know, but she ain't said her name, but she in cahoots with the sheriff. And she's mad at me with a Winchester.
Data Frank nods.
Sit tight, boy. I'll have you home in time for supper. Fried possum.
Don't say tight in jail, Paul.
Data Frank moves to Worf and Troy, adamant.
I'll give you one more opportunity to avoid an ugly situation, Sheriff. Release my boy.
Worf bristles. He's very bristly in this episode, but he plays along.
I have reconsidered your offer. I'll release your son in exchange for my deputy.
Data Frank smiles. Clearly, he's a man who is used to winning.
I thought you might have a change of heart. Meet me in 2 hours. You be in front of the saloon, and I'll be in front of the livery station.
Worf nods.
The fuck is a livery station?
Livery station? Is that
It's
the
a place
No,
where
it's
you
a
live.
livery station.
The
It's where
place where you live.
where you trade horses and stuff.
Okay.
A stable.
Training horse? Okay, whatever. I'll
Place where horses are boarded and cared
It's
for.
a place
No,
where
it's-
one livers.
No, y'all all wrong. It's the Early Liberty Mutual Insurance Company.
Yeah, livery.
That's how my 6-year-old says it.
Data Frank moves toward the door. Worf hands him his gun. Data Eli stops at Troy and gives her a hard look.
Strangers ain't invited.
Troy narrows her eyes at him. Data Frank exits. Worf turns to Troy relieved, but Troy looks concerned about something.
In every Western I've ever read, the villains break their word. We can't trust him.
But we've made an honorable agreement.
They're not concerned with honor, Worf. This is the ancient West. There's a gunfighter out there who can shoot with the speed and accuracy of an android. And in 2 hours, he's gonna try to kill you.
Fuck.
Off. Worf and Troy's concern as the gravity of the situation sinks in. Fade out. End of Act 4. Shout out to all 147 of you across platforms still watching this shit show. Happy to have you here. Late night entertainment and buffoonery.
Shout out to even more of you guys that send Foxy Moxie some donuts.
This.
Donuts?
Yeah,
Where?
I was promised Cowboy Moxie.
I was promised donuts.
I got it
Sounds
right.
like you've had enough.
Get in my belly.
You know what? Super chat goal. Cowboy Moxie in the month of August. Let's see.
I feel vindicated.
Or we could do AI Dungeon as cowboys in space.
We could rewrite or just add to the story. We're already space truckers. Why not cowboys? Cow people.
Nice.
Tiny's gonna swing from the chandelier.
I was thinking the sea a cowgirl. Thank you. We are back orbiting the red planet. As one
hold
does at the beginning of each act, we orbit the planet. And then we visit engineering once again. Space trucking intensifies. Hell yeah.
I wouldn't promise shit.
Which
Hold on, I'm so lost. Hold on. Act 4. Act 4. Is it Act? Is it Act?
Somebody
5?
wants to be Cowboy Moxie.
You know, I gotta go hit up the Tractor Supply.
Oh, never mind. Okay, we're here. Okay, cool. We got it. There's no problem.
While
at all.
Sammy's still trying to find it, Angry Badger giving 5 Moxie memberships.
5 more memberships. What are you doing?
Roll! Get on your belly, Mr. Pancake! On your belly! In the name of the law, Pancake, get on your belly!
Thank you, Mr. Pancake. Thank you,
This
Mr.
is
Badger.
five sieves and a pig.
Yeah.
Get on your belly, Mr. Pancake. Oh, it's
Oink,
my
oink,
favorite body cam.
motherfucker.
Jimmy! You guys didn't have to, but you didn't mean the world to me. Oh gosh! Thanks for supporting this nonsense. This is so fun for me. Hopefully for everybody on the panel and newcomers to Penzo. Hope you're having a good first to go at this.
Loving it.
Oh no, it sucks.
Yay.
That's why I come here every time.
Yeah.
You know what? You'll be back on Tuesday for more shenanigans.
And then Jake Martin member for 7 months. Sammy, your left words, please.
Hold on. I have to my script is in front of. Get on your belly, Mr. Pancake.
There it is.
You're welcome.
Yes, Lilith, I stole Leon's catchphrase. You know, we have a shared drive. We just share it all now. It's a whole petri dish of colloquialisms and phrases and.
I'm gonna go to work tomorrow. My boss is gonna be like, "Sam, you look so tired." And I'm like, "Yeah, no reason."
Do not check online for what happened last night.
I was being retarded about something else. That was all the way over there.
Oh gosh. Okay, back to engineering. Data is sitting by a console panel in his head. That doesn't seem to make any sense, but script be damned. Okay. Being examined by Geordi. Riker enters and crosses to them. Data has gotten worse. He slips in and out of a Texan accent throughout the scene, completely unaware of his bizarre behavior.
Howdy, Commander.
An awkward beat.
Mr. LaForge, what have you found? Well, we figure parts of my memory structure have been replaced with information from the computer's recreational database.
Specifically, files relating to the 19th century American West.
That explains the accent. That's right, partner.
The snort.
I know.
Right. Dirty exchange a look.
Is this another result of the interface experiment?
I'm afraid so.
The way you say it.
I'm sorry. Do you have something?
Sorry, Jordy.
I'm afraid so, but we've initiated progressive memory purge to restore Data's programming to its original state. Beat. He should be back to normal in a few hours.
But what about the computer's recreational database?
We started a memory purge there as well. It'll take an hour, maybe 2.
Data tips an invisible hat to Riker.
You just sit tight, Commander. We'll have it fixed up in time for supper.
Riker nods.
Good.
As Riker turns to go, we don't know, because that's all the script says. All of a sudden, we're back into the sheriff's office in the interior of the holodeck. But Sebro 1138 for $2. $2 for Sammy being retar. Dead.
I'll take it as long as
I knew that
Moxie's
was
getting
there.
money.
My bad.
More passion, more passion, more passion, more energy, more energy, more footwork, more footwork, more footwork, more passion, more energy, more energy. Hey, hey.
That clip goes on way too long, but thank you so much, Zebra.
It does go on too long, but I figured because of Sammy's, and frankly, end zone, Darnell, everybody's performances tonight, it was warranted.
That was a perfect length.
You could tell.
Phrasing.
If I had $1 every time I heard that, I'd be broke.
That's what she said.
You could tell Worf doesn't play D&D. He doesn't have grid paper.
That's your insult?
Yeah.
He doesn't play D&D.
Yeah. Fuck you, nerds rule.
It's true.
That being said, could I have dice.
Hang out your drinking party.
So we're closing in on the map. Worf is sketching something out. I hand her a map of the center of town laid out on the sheriff's desk. Worf has made the map himself. He's pointing to one end of town with a stylus, and Inkwell is close at hand.
I'll be positioned here at the eastern end of the street.
He points to the west end.
Frank Hollander says he will approach from this end.
The back end.
Include the scene. This is in the script. Worf and Troy are looking at the map, speaking softly so Data Eli cannot hear. On the desktop, we can see Worf and Troy's communicators laid out. They're having a makeshift tactical conference. There is a sense of urgency in the air as they plan a strategy. Worf dips the stylus into the inkwell and draws an X in the middle of the street.
Once he gets to this point, he'll be within range.
Troy studies the map. She nods, anxious but determined.
Understood. But what about Alexander?
There's a rain barrel in front of the saloon. Should be enough to stop the bullets.
There's a knock at the door. Troy grabs her rifle and Worf moves to the door, unlocks it and opens it a crack. Annie Myers enters carrying a wooden box full of various equipment, and bustier is on point. Wire coils, transformer batteries, etc. She speaks to Worf in an urgent whisper.
You wouldn't believe what I went through to talk to old man Newsom out of his telegraph machine.
Worf looks pleased.
Good job, Toots.
That works. Worf takes the box and crosses to the desk, rummages through the box and finds a small penknife. He picks up one of the communicator pins and opens it, then grabs a coil of copper wire, breaks off a length, and begins to connect the wire to the communicator circuits with the penknife.
Lord knows why I keep risking my life for you, Sheriff.
Worf ignores her. Troy nudges Worf to respond. Begrudgingly, Worf tips his hat to Annie.
Thank you, Miss Annie. I am in your debt.
Annie brightens. That's enough for her. Worf glances up at the clock on the wall, and we see the angle of the clock. It reads 4 o'clock. And then
Like
all of
the
a
angle
sudden
of the
it
dangle?
reads 5:15. Worf is making some last-minute adjustments to the device. Attached to his holster, it's a small metallic box fashioned from spare parts. Copper wiring connects the device to a communicator pin on Worf's vest. Troy walks over to him, eyeing the device, and he's gone.
How long will the field last?
It's highly unstable. No more than 15 seconds.
Let's hope that's enough.
Worf nods, off his look of concern. Exterior, Western Street, daytime. Wide angle on the same street seen earlier, but it is now empty except for a couple of townspeople who are hurrying on their way. A sense of foreboding is in the air. Visible in the frame is a rain barrel sitting on the street in front of the Gold Strike Saloon, which we don't see in the show, as well as a nearby covered wagon. You see a wagon. New angle of the street. Data Frank steps into view, holding Alexander by the arm. He stops waiting somewhere. A church bell starts to toll. This is where the script doesn't necessarily line up with the show, but we're rolling with it. Somewhere a church bell starts to toll 6 times total throughout the scene. Data Frank pulls out a cigar and sticks it in his mouth. He strikes a match and stops him in motion at what he sees. This is a little out of sequence, but Worf walking to a spot at the opposite end of the street. He still wears the makeshift device on his holster and the communicator pin on his chest. Data Eli is at his side. Data Frank smiles and lights up his cigar. A tense beat goes by. Then Data Frank gives Alexander a little shove. Alexander stumbles forward, then begins a tentative walk down the street toward Worf. Worf nudges Data Eli, sending him on his way toward Data Frank. Play the suspense as the two prisoners make the long walk down the empty street. At one point, as they pass each other, they exchange a look. Alexander reacts to the sight of Data. Alexander comes closer. Oh no, don't look at that. Alexander comes closer to Worf, almost within reach. As he approaches, Worf sends a deliberate glance toward the nearby rain barrel. There's a lot of emphasis on the rain barrel in the script, which we don't really see come to fruition in the show. But Alexander glances at it too, understanding that Worf wants him to see it. Suddenly, Data Frank lets out a loud whistle. Now, Data henchman, because everybody's turning into Data, like just visibly. Everyone looks like Data now. Data henchman emerges from behind a building, the same henchman seen earlier, but now resembling Data. Data Bandito appears on the second-story balcony of a building, pistol drawn, and looks at the scene. Rifle, whatever. Data Frank calls out to his son.
Eli, get down!
It all happens at once. Data Eli drops to the ground. Data Frank draws his pistol. Worf and Alexander.
Alexander
quickly takes cover behind the rain barrel as Worf hits a switch on the device attached to his holster. Data Frank opens fire on Worf with android proficiency. Worf optical. As he is hit by the first two bullets, a force field activates around his body, deflecting the bullets in crazy ricochets. Note, the force field should look unstable and staticky. Worf stumbles backward from the impact of the hits, tries to keep his balance. Alexander crawls up from behind the rain barrel and into the safety of the saloon.
Oh, wait, did I miss a line?
Door. No, this is all just like.
I'm looking. They're saying, did Sammy fall asleep on the job?
No, you did not.
because
You're
you turned your
good.
camera
No,
off.
you're
that's all.
good. You're good.
Just had to pee, guys. This is like 2.5 hours. Give me a fucking break.
Alexander goes inside the saloon, finds safety, and he's watching the gunfight. Data Eli gets to his feet. See, this is like the action sequence where like the script is just detailing what's happening. There's not much being said at this point, but there's the gunfight. Data Eli gets to his feet and out of the line of fire. Data Frank relentlessly takes aim again. Worf takes the impact of 2 more bullets, the force field flashing and fritzing. Oh no, getting a little ahead of myself here with the visuals. Worf reacts, realizing he's vulnerable, hits the switch on the device, but it won't work. Data Frank takes aim and pulls the trigger, but the gun has run out of bullets. His 6-shooter clicks empty, click, click, click from off screen. Senor Frank. There you go, thank you.
Yeah, that was a line. Senor Frank.
It was a line. And he does this little like toss of the pistol. He throws the pistol down to Data Frank. Worf drops his hand to the holster and tries to draw his gun, fumbles with the gun, can't get it out. Suspense builds. The Bandito's gun tumbles through the air. Worf manages to draw his gun, takes aim, awkwardly starts to cock the hammer back. So blame Patrick Stewart for this, by the way.
Yeah.
Data Frank, not my fault. Data Frank catches the gun with android skill. I mean, is that android skill? It's a little flouncy, if you ask me.
Yeah.
But, you know. Resume normal motion. Worf fires his gun at Data Frank. Data Frank, as the gun is blown out of his hand. Pew pew. He reacts outdrawn. We have an angle of Data Eli and the Data henchman. Everyone's a Data. That's why the episode is called A Fistful of Datas. Everyone's a Data. As they start to take step toward Worf, behind them the canvas flap in the covered wagon drops open to reveal Troy. You see her peeking back there. She aims her Winchester rifle in their direction and cocks it.
Don't even think about it.
There she is. Girl boss moment. The 2 Datas stop, turn to look. They raise their arms into the air, defeated. Data Bandito sees the danger of the situation.
Data mail.
Vámonos.
Data mail?
Worf.
Yep. Sorry.
Data mail. Data Frank spreads his arms wide and just stands there, staring at Worf defiantly.
Go ahead and shoot me.
Worf glares at him, his Klingon instincts flaring to the surface. He cocks his pistol. A tense beat goes by. Then he glances toward the saloon. Alexander's peering out from the doorway, anxiously waiting to see what Worf will do. Worf thinks it over, keeps his pistol trained.
Do not show your face in this town again.
A beat. How original. Then Data Frank scowls and turns to go. Worf watches them go. Troy moves to his side, rifle in hand. They exchange a grim look, then head toward the saloon. Interior of... those leather pants are kind of hot. The room is empty except for Alexander, who is standing by the door, peering outside. Worf and Troy enter.
Father!
Alexander embraces Worf, grateful to see him.
Are you all right?
Yes.
Worf glances around the room, suddenly concerned. Oh no! Oh no!
In program.
Nothing happens. A tense beat. Troy. Who's Troy?
Oh,
Tiny?
I don't understand this. The story should be over. What's left?
From off screen, Data Annie. Oh no!
Sheriff!
Entering the saloon, she now looks exactly like Data.
You're as handy with a shooting iron as you are with a lady's vag.
Better. In program.
The script.
In program. In program.
No! Start program! Annie! Interior bedroom.
Thrust.
Said vag to clinch.
Oh no! Data, you broke me. Data Annie rushes to Worf and wraps her arms around
Freezing.
him, giving him a bit. Worf reacts disgusted. Oh, you already said in program.
Yeah, we did that part already.
The saloon vanishes and the familiar grid appears as Worf, Troy, and Alexander exchange a look of relief. As everyone here, I'm sure, will expel a sigh of relief at this point because we are now in orbit. Picard, Captain's log.
Captain's log, stardate 46278.3. There's something frightfully fucking wrong with the holodeck and no one's addressed it. It's been 6 fucking seasons. But both Commander Data and the ship's computer have been restored. I don't know why we keep fucking doing this. To normal
We're
operation.
clearly not smart people.
Our rendezvous with the supply ship Bicco has been proceeded as planned.
We are now in the interior of Worf's quarters. Alexander is lying in his bed, exhausted from his adventure, fast asleep. Worf stops at the bed to check in on him. Satisfied, he turns to go. Alexander opens his eyes and looks at Worf.
Father?
Worf stops, turns. Alexander looks a little gloomy.
I'm going out for smokes. I'll be back in a few minutes.
After what happened, I guess you'll never want to go back to the ancient West.
A
Town of
beat.
Deadwood may face
Gently.
The town of Deadwood may face danger again, Alexander. And if they do, they'll need a sheriff and a deputy.
Alexander smiles at the... Oh, no! Alexander smiles at the words and happily rolls over to go back to sleep. Worf walks into the main room, stops at a table, and reaches down and picks up his cowboy hat. The same one he's been wearing all along. He eyes it a moment, then glances toward a nearby mirror. He puts on the hat and crosses to the mirror, strikes a ready pose in front of it. He's using his hand as an imaginary gun. He draws and aims at his reflection, fast and smooth. His face, and then his face as he smiles. Ben, what a smile it is.
God. Your mom did fucking armadillo.
It's a shame Katie couldn't be here. Look at that. That just looks like he's looking at a pair of sandals.
Back at the exterior in space, the Enterprise, as the ship leaves orbit of the planet, a distant orange star comes into view. The Enterprise flies off in the direction of the star, backlit by the orange glow like a sunset. Fade fucking out. End of Act 5.
All right, now chorus.
Oh my goodness. What a cacophony.
Cacophony is the perfect word for it.
Thank you for
I mean, I like shit show, but whatever works.
Shit show cacophony. Same. Thank you for nearly a tight 2 hours for a Next Generation script reading with all of the bells and whistles and fluff and buff and all the things in between. Thank you guys so much. We haven't done this in a while. Stupenzo, thank you so much for joining us.
I love it. Thank you for
we
having
do
me.
miss our other cohorts, but we will be doing these
Nah, fuck 'em.
again at some point.
You were late. Shut the fuck up.
Seriously.
I have obligations. I stream with other people as well. Thank you.
Obligations here.
I couldn't let down Gooch on his 50th episode. I'll let him down on his 51st.
Don't call me out
There you
for
go.
not being there, Leon.
I wasn't calling you out.
This is on your channel, okay? You're fine. Oh my god, I have the hiccups now.
Let's go clockwise. Clockwise. Darnell, what do you have coming up? What are you doing? Where can people find you? And the links are in the description.
I don't know. Oh, excuse me.
You'll be hanging out with me on Tuesday, but what else will you be doing?
Right. So Monday night I'll be at 9 p.m. Central on Third Railify on Rumble with Killer Games Mike, Killer Games Cast, Sean, and executive producer of Baywatch, Dan Watanabe. He will be the guest on the show. His second time coming on.
Nice.
Tuesday I am with, as she mentioned, Moxie. We do AI Dungeon. We're space truckers. I think we may go in a cowboy trucker angle. I don't know what the fuck I'm saying.
Give me a call, asshole.
Yeah. Okay, jeez. Thursday, I do AI Dungeon with Killer Games Cast. Again, we do the scary. We do Panic Room. It is a horror story, which has quickly turned into Skinamax because we added the word aroused, and it suddenly went down a Skinamax road. Then after that, if Rumble doesn't rumble, I will be with Sammy Threepeat and Iron Oxide doing Two Civs and a Pig, where we go over body cam videos, two civilians, former pig. We look at videos, we give introspections on each side, and we kind of come together in the middle. And then Friday,
by the way, I have 2 weeks worth of shit to show you.
Good. I have stuff saved up too if my computer doesn't.
By the way, the big tie-in is Walmart.
I think I know what clips you're talking about.
You don't.
Thank you so much. Leon, tomorrow is not your actual birthday, but it is your birthday stream because your actual birthday is on Tuesday. So what do you have going on for Countercast tomorrow?
Just a whole lot of folks showing up. We're going to talk movies. We're going to talk news. We're going to talk video games. We're going to just have fun. I bought a flaming hot Cheeto flavored dill pickle to eat on stream. We hit a certain super chat goal amount.
That is a treat. How are you charging?
Yeah, I was gonna say
to do
a
this?
flaming hot Cheeto and a pickle. I feel like they counteract each other.
All I know is I took the kid to the candy store this past weekend, and I saw a flaming hot Cheeto dill pickle, and I was like, "That's weird as shit." I wonder if people would pay for me to eat that. So
that's good.
I would eat that unironically.
Yeah,
we made my buddy's kid try the dill pickle.
Darnell.
The dill pickle jelly beans, and then we just
Those aren't
watched him, and he just stomped upstairs, and it was fucking awesome because he's like 7 and he's an asshole.
Pickle flavored everything.
He was like, "Oh, the grown-ups are giving me candy," and then he looked at us and went, and then like stomped upstairs, and I was just like,
chocolate covered pickles, pickle and peanut butter sandwiches.
Calm down, Elvis.
Dude, their pickles are amazing.
Pickles are
I
amazing.
like pickles. I'm just used to
Stupenzo,
that flaming hot Cheeto flavored one. And then watch my video from earlier today, please. It's great.
yeah, do that.
It is.
Stupenzo, you are flaming hot and may or may not also be a pickle. I don't know.
You are flaming hot.
I am.
What do you got going on?
I'm gonna go live right after this, like right as soon as this is over.
Keep talking. I'll do a redirect.
Oh yeah, we're gonna start with an episode of Baywatch Nights instead of finish with it because we're starting like a little late, 90 minutes late or so, and then we're gonna talk about some nerdy shit and watch some Thunder in Paradise at the end of the episode.
Oh, I
That'll be
loved
fun.
Thunder in Paradise when I was younger.
Yeah. Hulk Hogan passed away. We've watched a few of his movies on my channel. Also, the following movie this Wednesday is going to be Alec Baldwin in The Shadow. That's good. So we did a bunch of superhero movies this month, and then next month, August, is going to be 80s fantasy month. Me and Leon and Cinevere watched Willow.
Nice.
We got a bunch of
I
other
had
crazy
never
stuff
seen
coming out
Willow.
in August.
You've never seen Willow?
What are you talking about?
I have now because I watched it with Sammy.
Yeah,
so
you
the
can
video
hear- you
coming
can-
out, and I won't lie, it's one of those movies that was definitely good enough for a watch. I'll probably never rewatch it, but while I went in expecting to have a great time shitting on it with Enzo, I ended up getting quite invested.
Yeah, we were like
Mad
silent
Mardigan
for big
cosplay
portions
win.
of it. But yeah, it was good.
Mad
Fun time.
Mardigan.
It was a Frankenhooker situation.
So yeah, we'll be streaming late night tonight here, probably stream till dawn, kind of thing. So
Okay.
feel free to come by and
Redirect
hang
is
out.
set up. So anyone else who is an insomniac, just sit
Also,
tight and just head
I'll-
over to Stupenzo.
I'll put the link to join in this chat if you guys want to hang.
Cool beans. Sammy, you have real life work, adulting, and all that stuff to do tomorrow and excuses to give your boss. But thank you so much for sticking it out. You are the light as Jordy, fan favorite. What do you have going on this week? Any highlights or?
I'm going to try my best to stay up to get through a episode of Baywatch Nights on Enzo's channel.
Nice.
Otherwise, there's a certain retard that everybody loves. His birthday's on Tuesday. Other than that, subscribe to Leon. He's one of my online besties, so I have nothing else to plug.
I don't deserve you guys.
You only have Leon to plug. I appreciate that.
No, I do deserve you. I do.
Literally.
Wow. Took a
Literally.
sincere moment and turned it around. That's what I get for being a man with feelings.
Yes.
Not gay. SSA.
Just SSA. It's fine. Thank you, Sammy. Tiny, thank you for sticking it out with us into the wee hours.
I even when I'm not doing well, I love to do this. This is like some of the most fun I have all month.
We need to get back to these monthly streams, like I keep advertising.
The summer is hard for everybody. A lot of people got their kids out of school. A lot of other stuff going on. A lot of people in my periphery who've been moving in the last few months. I think I know like 6 or 7 mutuals who have moved in the last couple months and had to like completely redo their setups and such. So I figure when the fall comes around, everything will settle down a little bit more.
Well, thank you so much, guys. I appreciate you guys being here. It's always so much fun for me. I'm glad you guys have a good time too. And shout out to all 145 of you across platforms still hanging out. Go check out Stupenzo for the late night stream. And
thank you.
On that note, thank you and good night. You guys have been
Night,
awesome. Thanks so much for the super chats and the gifties and all the things. You guys are awesome. Thanks. I'll see you later. See you on the next one.